Good afternoon, friends and family at SUU. Tony Pellegrini here with our monthly podcast of teaching and learning at SUU, the wonderful experiences that we have in teaching and learning here. Welcome to 2023-24. Boy, did we ever think we'd say that? Blows my mind away. But we're happy to start a brand new year with you. And we've got a wonderful guest today to visit with us about teaching and learning here at SUU. Our president, Mindy Benson, is here to address some questions that I have regarding looking at our past to help us plan as a prologue for our future. Mindy and I have a wonderful past, way back to 1985. We don't have a lot of time today to talk about that.
But so many good stories. Someday,
A, and B, if you want to hear those from Mindy, please reach out to Mindy. If you want to hear those from Tony, don't hesitate to give me a call, and I'd be happy to share some of those fun, exciting experiences. But Mindy, would you be willing to take just a moment or two, introduce yourself to us? Everybody knows Mindy, but tell us a little about yourself, a little bit about your background, and then I'll pose a few questions to you and see how you feel, okay?
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity to be here and to chat with all of you. I'm grateful to be here and to chat about our history and our future. I'm Mindy Benson. I am the president of SUU. I was named a year ago in July, and I have worked on campus for 27 years. Born and raised, and the first president of SUU born and raised in Cedar City, and the first president to have attended and graduated from SUU. First female president, so a number of history starters and firsts right there.
That is wonderful, and we're grateful for that context, Mindy, to be able to talk about the past that you've lived, that you've experienced, your family has lived and experienced, and looking to the future of SUU. We have a wonderful, bright future for us. The first question that I have for you is, why should we or how should we reflect on SUU's past achievements, maybe some of its challenges, but yes, many opportunities as well, to help us shape a compelling vision for the future? What do you see the future of SUU as?
I believe the future is stronger and brighter than it ever has been. We are in a healthy place, and if you go back and look at our past, it will show you where we're going and how we are going to get there. We've experienced record growth, 87% over the last 9 years, and we continue to grow. We want this to be a place where students thrive and discover themselves and learn about themselves as well as their profession and their workforce.
Thank you so much, and I think that you're living that dream over your career and your life here in Cedar is able to help you to contextualize and to engage our learners in that very, very proactively. We've gone through this last year a very significant strategic planning process, and we've got a strategic plan that many different constituencies in SUU have put their hearts and minds and souls into. What ways does SUU's historical background and context really influence the current decision-making and strategic planning process that we've engaged in over this last year?
The strategic planning process has been robust, and it has been through a number of constituencies, and everybody's weighed in on this, and that's important to me. People support what they help to create, right?
I know who said that.
Yes, that is my leadership philosophy, and I wanted campus to participate in this. But the past is important to the present and the future. You can tell by the strategic plan in the 3 Ps, people, purpose, and place. I want people and our students and our faculty and staff to love SUU and to belong here. I want them to engage in their purpose, and I want them to know about the important sense of place that SUU has and the magic of SUU. They can't know that without knowing about the past and how we got to where we got and our epic founding story, or so many stories. We talk about our founding and the old Sorrel story and the people that were engaged, but there is a founding story about every 20 years. When we need it most, our community or someone on campus shows up and is heroic and springboards us to the next decade or the next century. It's important to know that, and that is our sense of place. That builds the culture of who SUU is.
We see so many students coming from the Wasatch Front, coming from Las Vegas, California, other places here. From my own personal experience, Lisa and I weren't born, didn't grow up here. Our kids all did, but it has just been a wonderful, inviting spot for us as a family, and I would invite all to engage and to find their little niche and to become those heroes, as you've identified, for the next generation.
There are so many ways to be heroes at SUU, and it doesn't require being a donor. It doesn't require being somebody rich and famous.
Or wearing a cape.
No, it just requires you caring about one another, caring about this place, learning about this place, and contributing back, having an impact on the future.
And that's a wonderful invitation for all of us. Find our place to be a hero for our students, our peers, our faculty, and our community. Can you share any examples of how your experiences, your past SUU experience, have served you to create really a foundation for innovation and progress that we hope to see in the future?
Absolutely. In my 27 years at SU, I have seen a lot, and I've seen some things that worked and some things that didn't. But most of all, I've seen the can-do spirit that SUU brings and that our faculty and staff can bring for our students. And if we tap in, and when we do tap into that, and again, that sense of place, we can innovate for what our students need currently. Not what our students needed in 1985 that you mentioned. That was great. And I used a lot more hairspray then. But our students have changed and our workforce has changed, and we can innovate and keep up with that and not just keep doing what we've always done. And it's that can-do attitude that we can look back on. There's a concept in communication theory called fantasy chaining, and it talks about how the stories and the culture builds the culture of SUU, for example. So our telling of the old Sorrel story that Jerry Sherritt used to do back in his day, and that we've made the documentary, President Wyatt did the documentary of that, having our students know that and know what our founders did and know that our founders who would never benefit from an education, but their kids and their grandkids would, inspires people to make sure that they are benefiting from that education. And as I said, there are decades of those stories, and knowing that can springboard us and inspire us and keep us going.
The past is always much clearer through 2020 vision
Absolutely.
that we have. And I would just like to encourage all, be those heroes, reach out and provide those examples to your future children, to your future grandchildren, and their peers to be able to connect with and engage in these opportunities to grow and develop. Just one last question for you. As SU's president, how do you ensure that SU's family, all of us, learn from its past choices and then use those as stepping stones towards a wonderful future for us?
I've talked a lot about our history, and I also don't want to live in the past. It's important to me that we do use those to springboard into our future. SUU has a storied past. It's the people that make it that way. And as long as we continue to take care of each other and make sure that the people are the biggest priority here on our campus, it will help us bind the shared narrative together. We share the narrative of SU being a great place, and we work to build it as a great place. We provide what our campus needs, what our students need, and get our students out into the workforce because SUU prepares students for their futures.
I come up from my department and education background, but as I go out and work with student teachers and place them into placements with mentor teachers in Iron County and beyond, our former graduates are out there and are so appreciative. They talk to me about the previous instructors and department chairs and deans that have helped them and encouraged them, and they provide that back. It really is a word of mouth. Yes, we do a lot of advertising, we do a lot of marketing, and that's wonderful and great.
But actions speak louder than words, right? So when our students go out and graduate and they're alumni in their fields and they're succeeding and everyone says they are amazing, I want to be like them, or their students see them teaching, or their students see their banner in the classroom and they can tell part of the SUU story, then it builds who we are and it brings the next generation of students in. It inspires people.
It's exciting. It's exciting to be. And that's why I love this podcast and sharing the vision and the passion that we all have for SU. Any last words of wisdom, words of advice for faculty or students as we're starting this new year? What would you encourage us to do?
You know, our theme for the year is going to be Join Us. We want everybody to be a part of this campus and be a part of the initiatives that we're working on and be a part of utilizing our history to build our future. We want their engagement. Please get involved. Please, students, be part of your education. Don't just be passive and show up to class. Get engaged. That's the secret sauce of SUU, is the engagement and how faculty engage with students and can teach them or get them to the network of their next job, or how students can learn leadership from being engaged. Get engaged in your education and be part of campus. We have such an incredible story. We want you all to be part of that story and be part of that shared narrative and continue writing history. We are writing the next chapter of history right now, and we encourage everybody to be part of that.
So please accept my invitation as well. As you experience this, join us in your classes, in your activities, in your practical experiences, in your dorm life. As you experience those, write them down, put them in your journal, but share them with Mindy as well, too.
Yeah, so I would love to hear them. I teach a class here on campus, and it's my favorite thing to see students come alive and find their passion and find out who they are. I would love to hear your stories and learn of your challenges and what you're succeeding in and what you are learning from your time here at SUU.
Fantastic. Mindy, we appreciate your service. We appreciate your sacrifice. We appreciate your willingness to visit with us today and to give us your vision for the future and encourage us to move forward this year. Thank you so very much. And if you have additional questions or concerns about any of this, Mindy's
reach out out to me. I
am
am the most accessible president you'll ever find.
I was thinking as you were coming down, oh my goodness, she's never going to get here. There's going to be 5 students stop her and want to know about this. Or
I had to go the secret route because I knew full well that I would not get here on time if I stopped and chatted. But I love that. I get my energy off of visiting with our students and faculty and staff everywhere I go. And I want to be accessible. I do not want to be somebody behind an ivory tower that no one ever sees or hears from.
We need that. Thank you, one and all. Tune in again next month for our Teaching and Learning podcast. We appreciate you and are grateful for your participation engagement here at SUU.
Thank you all.
Make it a great year.
Thanks, Tony.